Hey y'all, it is April, I don't know, the 7th? I don't know. I think it's the 7th. I was told it's the 7th. 2026, perhaps D-Day, and I surely hope not. And of course, that is a reference to what aware people know that Donald Trump said this morning, talking about blowing whole civilizations to smithereens. And of course, there's a lot of people, even perhaps most people in America, who have no clue and don't even want to have a clue about that or what's transpiring. God bless them. I'm just here in the garden. It's nice place to be. Soaking my foot too, getting some sun. Soaking my ankle because I sprained it. It's all swollen still. It feels all right, but it's still swollen. But take that down a little bit. Real quickly, I just wanted to share because it came across my mind, and it has done this before, maybe plenty of times. But I got 2 points to make. Number one is that I love debates. I love hearing debates, people debating, and especially when it gets heated and energetic. I would say the majority of Americans do not like listening to debates at all. And in fact, that presidential debate that they have every time, that is not a debate. That's like a simultaneous interview, sort of. It's not a debate, right? I've seen actual debates. Even if they're formal and do have like a set of specific rules, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. There's more lengthiness to it to explain and expound upon the points that you're trying to make during the debate. But one thing that I wanted to suggest that I'm sure people have suggested, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it, but I'm sure that they have. And I want to relay the message is that I love debates. And for the people who do, especially in America, but maybe around the world, especially if you love Jesus, right? Basically, right? I wanted to say this. At the beginning of every debate, and this should be the truth, and I would assume a lot of times it is the truth, and it might as well be said. Before every debate, especially in America, you should say something like, I recognize that you're a fellow American, if that's the case, fellow human being, if that's not the case. And I want to say and decree that not only do I wish you a perfect existence here on out with perfect health and security and stuff like that. I wish that for you. And not only that, but I love you, all right? And no matter what happens in this debate, my hope is that we leave this debate and still loving each other forever. Some people might find that corny, but I believe that that should be the case. And in fact, if both parties can't say that before getting into a debate, which is a contest of words, it's the opposite of violence. If both parties cannot say that, and Lord knows some people would lie about it, but it's like, dude, at least publicly decree that your intent is not to have malice. Your intent is to state your point articulately. And, as a side note, I guess, hear other perspectives. And these perspectives might cause you to shift your perspective as well. That, I think, would make all the debates that we have and I see, and that hopefully I'll be a part of. I've been a part of debates. That'll make them the most efficient and guarantee, what do they call it? Goodwill. on both sides. And also the second point I wanted to make, and I've maybe said it before, I definitely thought of it before, and Lord knows there's certain things that you can't do or whatever, apparently, allegedly. All right, if you are a pussy, because you don't have no, you just can't say what you want, apparently. If you're, say, a politician, to include the quote, if you're to believe this, leader of the free world, the president of the United States. Certain things you can't say. Well, it's interesting, especially about the past few days, is apparently there's nothing that you cannot say. That's just kind of outrageous, dude. Over the top. There seems to be nothing you can say. So isn't it interesting? And it's like, dude, maybe he might have done it once. I think I might have heard him say it once. But as many words that I hear Donald Trump saying, a lot of times he'll repeat himself, catchphrases and stuff like that. And I think that's a good idea for branding. All the words that I've heard Donald Trump say, drain the swamp, make America great again, all sort of things. I don't know. The types of things that he says, right? I don't hear him say the name Jesus Christ or like a variation of it. It's almost as though like you could say, oh, well, if you say the name Jesus Christ, that's bad because you'll offend some people and you'll alienate some people who do not believe in Jesus Christ. And my feeling on that is like, who cares? This is America. And we owe everything to Jesus Christ. And so you should be able to say his name. Why not? Just to say it. As an American president, you literally, it seems as though you cannot say his name. And I don't know how you want to take that. I take that a certain kind of way. I feel some sort of way because you can't say Jesus Christ's name, or else you will get whatever, impeached or something. Meanwhile, you just put out the most offensive type post that I've ever imagined. You just put that out, but said you can't say Jesus Christ's name. That's the thing about it. To me, that's like the biggest point. People are wondering to see if Donald Trump isn't saying he's going to go crazy insane. People are like, some people believe that Donald Trump's doing an old rigmarole and he's going to actually pop out as not insane and be like, oh, look, I fooled y'all and I created world peace or something. Meanwhile, people are dying, because of the process. I don't know, man. So like maybe he'll just go full crazy nutballs and take us all down. Oh, maybe they'll do like some 25th Amendment and be able to pull him. Imagine pulling him right now out of the power and then putting someone else in, and they're going to like do what? We're in a bad way already. Geopolitically speaking, it's a rough time. I don't know. Perhaps if he was doing a rigmarole and all trying to trick us, like I suggested before, even that is terrible because it proves that us as American people or anybody under any government, meanwhile, we're the ones getting killed in war. Am I right? So, meanwhile, we don't have no fucking say. We're completely, utterly, like the dodo bird, helpless. While you do all sort of tomfoolery to supposedly, allegedly save our lives. Meanwhile, as a side note, I can't help but notice, and lots of them are bots, but a lot of them are real people who are bots in their soul. And they're saying the most wild, crazy, weird things trying to get attention. You can't say the name Jesus Christ. Isn't that interesting? I think if things were to change for the better from here on out, it would be inevitable. You would have to, for certain, on a daily basis, hear Donald Trump invoke the name Jesus Christ. I mean, people don't even know if he's a Christian or what the hell he is. Some people think it might be Jewish. It doesn't even matter what religion you are. You cannot invoke the name Jesus Christ Why? Because it's too offensive. Why? Because people are gonna hate it. It was written in a book. They will hate you for it. They will always hate you, even though we had the right answer and we're willing to sacrifice ourselves. I mean, that is our religion, and we're willing to love everybody on earth. And it's like, who else's religion is like that? But you cannot dare say the name. It's so damn offensive. And it was all written in this book. Isn't that quite interesting? Those are my 2 points. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. Why don't you tell me your damn 2 points, bub? What are you afraid to tell me them 2 points? Why don't you tell me some 2 points in the comments? Shout out to my man, Matrix Mark and Bart Fine. They'll give me a point or two. No homo. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.